Hello there. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use Blender to create 3D printable objects, and I'm going to make this little heart pendant here by simply joining parametric smart objects together. So if we go to Blender, now it is important that you install various add-ons to Blender to actually be able to do this, and you can find details of that on our website. But if I go to the object library over here and look for patterns hearts, I'm going to use this object here first of all. So if I drag and drop that onto the workspace and hit the P key on the keyboard, and I just scroll back towards me and click outside the square there, that just centers the heart in the middle of my screen, which is a useful place to put it. Now I want to personalize this by putting in a character, and I'm going to use alphabet Harrington font, and I'm going to import this capital letter A. So we drag and drop that onto the workspace, and again hit the P key on the keyboard, and I'll just position it there. Now as you can see, that's a little bit larger than what I would like, so what I can do is if I go into edit mode here and press the A key on the keyboard, what I've done is highlighted what I call the control points around this object, and if I just press the S key on the keyboard for scale, I can scale that object down, and I'm just trying to scale it such that it will fit in here and touch in 3 places. So I'm just going to move it as well. So if I just click on the green arrow there, I can just move it up. So I've got it touching here, here and here. And if I do alternate, that will deselect the control points and go back to object mode there. Now these two objects have got the same dimensions, the same depth and the same thickness there. And if I hold down the shift key and click on the heart and go to object and join, it will join the character A to the heart. So I've just got one object here now. And if I go back to viewpoint and top, what I need to do now is to add a ring here because I want this to be a pendant. So if I go over to jewelry findings, and I'm going to use this ring with a 2.5mm hole in the center, so I just drag and drop that and hit the P key on the keyboard, and then I just want to position it there so that it overlaps. Now again, that's got different dimension from the heart-shaped pendant. But if I hold down the shift key again and hit on the heart shape, select the heart shape pendant and go to object and join, notice it takes on the same dimensions as the heart and the letter A. So this object at the moment is a curve. Now we can't 3D print curves, so what we've got to do is to export it as an OBJ file, which is as a mesh file. But because Blender is not really a 3D printing package by default, we also need to run it through something called Netflow Basic. So essentially what we do is we go to File and export it as an OBJ file. That will convert it to a mesh and to the desktop. Now I did this before, so I'm not going to do it now because it does take a few minutes on my system to save it, but that's what I'm exporting it as a pendant object file. And so what we need to do is then go to Netflow Basic and go to Project and Open. And if we open up that pendant object file, it will be a mesh now rather than a curve object, but there will be some errors in it, and you always get this with Blender, but it's just a minute to actually repair it in Netflow. So we've got this warning red triangle, so all we do is we hit repair and update, and what it tells me, there are some holes and border edge problems. That's not a problem. If we just go to automatic repair and execute, and then if we hit the update button again, the important thing to look for is all the zeros here. Once you've got all the zeros, that's good. So if we click apply the repair and remove the old parts, that's actually repaired it. We've got no warning red triangle. This is now a 3D printable object. So if we just go to part and export it as an OBJ file, and then save it on top of that one. That can now be uploaded to the internet to somewhere like Shapeways, and it can be 3D printed in a range of different materials. So these are some objects that have been created in Blender and uploaded to Shapeways in a similar way to what you've just been shown here. Okay, so that's it for this particular video. Thank you for watching.